there and happy Monday. It is Kimberly Beer here with Make It Happen Monday. One thing you can do this week to better market your business. And today I want to talk to you about a tool that can solve a whole lot of problems for small businesses. Now, you all know, and because you are, I work with small businesses, people who are solo entrepreneurs or very small, have a few employees, usually less than 20, and they wear a lot of hats in a day. And they have to be able to manage a lot of pieces and a lot of moving parts of their business. And a lot of times we're using, I know for myself, because I can do speak of this personal experience in my own business, use a lot of different tools for that, or you're using something really antiquated to solve a problem. And sales and marketing, of course, is my bailiwick, and it is a big chunk of what a CEO or solo entrepreneur has to get done in a day. And it's usually a point where you're trying to connect with either spreadsheets or you're trying to follow things through email marketing software, or you've got accounting software, you've got project management software, you've got appointment making software, I hope. And if you don't, you probably are really struggling with getting meetings and appointments made, and you don't really know where your customers are at all points in time. And your sales process tends to have a lot of holes in it where people can fall through it. And I just did a whole webinar about failing at follow up, and that's another victim of these multi-tool sort of sporadic approach to managing the clients that are coming in and already inside of your business. Well, the product that I'm going to talk to you about today, it manages those things for you. And it's very much a new breed of software that I'm seeing start to crop up. And it's the best one that I found so far that offers so many possibilities. Now, I do need to provide full disclosure. I am an affiliate with this product because I absolutely love it that much. And I will help you get started with it if it's something that you're interested in. And the cool thing about my affiliations is I don't make ones where my clients don't benefit. So that means you get some extra bang for your dollar, because when you work with me on these products, then you get me for a period of time to help you get it up and running. So let me dive into exactly what Keap does. So the product name is Keap, Keap, and it is made by the company which is now known as Keap, but used to be called Infusionsoft. There's a whole story to that I'm not going to dive into, just because it's irrelevant in this case. What you're interested in is what this can do for your business. So let me show you. So one of the big things that I try to get my clients to do every single week, or every single day actually, is work on their business, not in their business. If you haven't read The E-Myth, you really should read it. It's a great book that talks about all the reasons why businesses fail, because business owners tend to work too much in their business and not on their business. So I know, being a solo entrepreneur, that's a really bizarre bridge to try to have to cross. And what Keap does is it helps you be able to work on your business in a very short and concise period of time. And I'm going to approach this like you've already gotten your Keap software set up, and you can walk into your business in the morning and you can spend about 30 minutes with this software and be really, really well organized where your customers are concerned, and also have a really good idea of where everybody is and everything is inside your business as far as your relationships with your customers are concerned. And by relationships with your customers, I'm going to talk about sales and service, and also invoicing and quotes. So where people are in getting you money, which is super, super important. So when you get into work in the morning, what you would do is you would sit down at your desk and you would start with people first. People are the most important part of your business. In this case, those people are your customers, and your customers are critical. There's new business and there's existing business. So if you have new business to conduct, that means you have a follow-up. Let's say you went to a networking event and you collected some business cards, or you were just talking to the lady in the grocery store line behind you and she was interested in, let's say you're a coach, your coaching services, and now you would like to send that person a follow-up email. The typical way that you would go about that is you would, if you don't have Keap, would be that you would get into your whatever email software you use and you would compose a message to that person. Now, what happens is a lot of times as business owners, we get busy, we get distracted, we want to write the perfect message. We aren't sure how that person is going to react when they get the message, so the message never ever gets sent. This software really takes the overthinking out of it. So if you had a new lead, all you would do is click add a lead, and you would input that lead into the software like so. Okay, now you can also do this on your cell phone, by the way. And on top of that, what you can do is you can save and send an email to Mary right here, right now. So let's say we just met Mary and we want to send her a little introductory email that has our contact information in it. Guess what? I have an introduction email that I can click on. And this is the standard one that comes with Keap, but you can modify this. And then I can just click send now. And guess what? I have just followed up with a customer that I may have avoided following up with before. All right, so I'm going to dive back into my dashboard here. So the next thing along the line is I can look at my tasks. I can look at the things that I need to do for my customers coming up. So do I need to follow up with somebody? Do I need to call somebody? Do I need to prepare homework for someone coming up? Do I need to set myself a sales or marketing goal that I want to reach, like collecting 5 leads at a networking event? I can also see what appointments I have coming up for the day. So this is really important because even if you have a separate project management software system, which if you have a complex project management type business, you probably will still need, this manages all those little parts and pieces that tend to get lost in the human to human process. So remember, I said always start with people. Those customers are your most important asset in your business, past your employees. I still swear they're the number one asset, but those customers are super, super important. And being able to focus on tasks that are associated with them, separated from the actual production work. So again, you're separating working on your business from working in your business. It becomes a really good way for you to provide customer service. And you can drop these tasks in off of your mobile phone as well. You can also look, again, like I said, at your appointments. And let's say you want to, so we have call Linda here. Maybe we want to send Linda an invite to a meeting because we weren't able to reach her. So I can just click right here and choose a recipient. So let's go ahead and do Linda. Oh, Linda isn't in my software, so I'm going to go ahead and input her. Linda Johnson. Okay. I'm trying to do fake email addresses here so that they don't get in. Okay, and we're going to put her in as a lead, and then we're going to save. And then here's my let's meet. I just have a quick consulting meeting dropped in here. Now you can have multiple different types of meetings, by the way. You can have meetings that last 30 minutes or 15 minutes, or meetings that are intended for a very specific purpose. All of this syncs with your Gmail, your Google or your Outlook calendars, and will coordinate timing. So a lot of what you see on my actual schedule, even though this is my demo account, is my actual calendar. That's what it actually looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and click on send here. And now I've invited Linda to a meeting, and Linda can click on that link And let me just copy that link real quick and dive over here and paste it in. And when Linda gets the email and clicks on the link, what she's going to get is a scheduling window that looks like this, that tells her what day it is, and then it's going to tell her what times are available for me in the upcoming week. And she can click on to March, and then there's more availability. So each of the bold dates is some place where she could grab some time on my calendar to meet. So it lets you be able to stop that round and round of trying to coordinate. Well, are you available here? Are you available there? Are you available now? No, that appointment now is taken. So I'm going to tell you, I've been using calendaring software in my business now, this automated calendaring software, for about 5 years. And I've used a bunch of different products, and Keeps is very, very simple. It doesn't have a ton of extra features that you don't need. For most of you, this is going to be an absolute godsend. But I'm going to tell you, it has saved me an immense amount of time. And it has allowed me to concentrate, anyone who is working on my business, instead of dealing with my crazy calendar, which, trust me, is a crazy calendar. It allows them to work on production work or to work on things that service our customers versus having to try to keep my crazy calendar up to date. So it has saved me an immense amount of time, and it's made me a lot of business. I'm not going to lie. I could not live without my appointment software. So this is a very easy version that now is inside of your customer management software, where it's sitting right there alongside of your tasks and alongside of your contacts and alongside of everything that you're doing. And it's set up in a way that is so easy at a glance to see what is going on, what is happening today, what is happening tomorrow, what do I need to be concentrating on. And then there is this wonderful little recent activity ticker here that tells you what's going on with your customers, who's opened an email, who you've sent emails to, who are you interacting with, have you added people to a nurture campaign, have you added people into something that is more complex, and where are they in the process? So you really have an at a glance view of where your customers are at. So that brings me, I used a couple of words in there that I want to talk a little bit more about. One of those words is campaigns. So this software allows you access to one of the, well, if not the most powerful campaign builder in existence, and that's powered by Infusionsoft. So I'm going to tell you that campaigns, for those of you who do not know, campaigns are when you want to send out a series of automated emails. Now, marketing automation is sometimes a little bit hard to understand for small business owners because you haven't gotten into it that far yet. And I'm going to drop a link in the YouTube video for those of you who are watching on YouTube, and for my Make It Happen Monday folks, I'll put it in the email. But it's going to give you a link to a webinar that I just did that's called Stop Failing at Follow-Up. And it's going to introduce you to what marketing automation is. Because I find when I talk to customers about marketing automation, a lot of times their eyes kind of glaze over in the same way that when you mention logistics or consulting, those things tend to be very vague. They don't have a really good set of rails on what they mean to a small business. So in this case, what we're going to do in a nutshell with marketing automation is we're going to take the things that you find yourself doing over and over and over and over again consistently, like telling people about your product or service, or responding to somebody who has an issue or who has a specific question. Once you've been in business for any length of time, you tend to have a bunch of these responses that you say over and over and over again. Well, what marketing automation does is it allows you to plot and script what you're going to say and then send it out with a touch of a button. So for example, let's say I want to send Gigi Glorious here a set of emails that introduce her to a very specific service that I offer. All I need to do to be able to do that is to come up here to search contacts, and I'm going to go to Gigi. So I'm just going to type her in and she's going to appear. I'm going to grab her contact record there, and it's going to pop up in a little pop-up window. I'm going to click on more. I'm going to click on campaigns, and I'm going to click on add Gigi to a nurture campaign. Then I'm going to click on add again, and then I'm going to close out that window. So now what has happened is Gigi will get a series of messages that are timed specifically to answer questions, overcome objections, educate, inspire, however you want to go about that, the script for the plot of how you're going to introduce and walk Gigi through the process of being nurtured into a customer. And these automated series, they don't have to just be for sales. They can be for service too. Let's say Gigi comes on board. We would have another series of emails that we could send out to her that would help her understand how to work with our business, or to maybe address specific situations that you come up with. It's really a very endless and expansive way to save yourself time and also get way better at customer management and customer service. And the secret to it is to bite off one chunk at a time, usually starting with an introductory email and a really simple series of emails that educate people about your product or service. All right, with that said, the next step in the line of course, is the pipeline. And this is a really cool feature in this software in that it is so simple yet so powerful. What it does is it allows you to put into a series of buckets the people in the different stages that they're in working with your business. So let's say we just sent an email out to Gigi, right? So let's put Gigi into our new client bucket. And we also entered another new client. It was Mary Jones, right? I think it was Mary Jones. I get confused. I've got so many common names in here. I'm a little lost in this particular software. All right, so we've just added those two new customers. Well, let's say Gigi gets her first nurture email, right? And she goes, yep, I'm in. So we need to send her a contract. All we have to do is to move Gigi up here to the client contract phase, where we now know, again, at a glance, concentrating on people first, where Gigi is in that process. So boom, we actually know that now she needs a contract. And then we can add stages beyond this to walk Gigi through the process. So the pipeline is very simple. It allows you to see exactly where your customers are in that follow-up phase or in the new phase, and it keeps you from losing them. And it's so huge. This is such a game changer for small businesses. And the great thing about this is that it's not automated. You need to come in here and move people from one stage to the other. Because guess what? As a business owner, you need to be hands-on with where people are in your business when you're still small. And it will help you develop, as your business grows, a really good template for being able to step into higher growth sales and handle more complex software applications down the road. All right, let's go back to our home dashboard again. Again, this is the place where you're going to come and you're going to see everything that is going on in your business. Now, the next step of things might be to get paid. So a lot of people are going to need quotes. As a matter of fact, Gigi might need a quote that tells her how much it's going to cost now that she's responded really quickly to that nurture email. So let's go ahead and send her out a quote to tell her what it is. So I'm going to go from invoices to quotes. I'm going to click on new quote, and then I'm going to put in Gigi's name. And then I'm going to add an item. And again, here I'm going to pre-fill all of these categories with the different services I offer. In this case, this business is set up as a coaching business. So I'm going to grab the coaching per hour so that I can let Gigi know that that's what it's going to cost her. And I'm going to click on next, and then I'm going to click on save and send. The quote will be inside of that email that just got sent out. And when Gigi accepts it, it'll come back as accepted into my software. Now we have a clear understanding about money. And I don't know how many of you struggle with that, but I've struggled with that in my business. And being able to send out a quote here is so quick and simple. Now I'm going to come back over here to my invoices. Now Gigi's accepted the quote, let's say, and I want to send her an invoice. We can click here, and then we're going to bill her for her very first coaching thing. I can add a personal note, terms, whatever the case may be. This will actually accept payment for you. It's not set up in here because this is my fake demo account, but boom, 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 there it is. Now Gigi has been billed, and when she pays her invoice, it'll connect right back to my bank account. Takes about 24 hours for it to appear in your account. So it's a really quick process. There's a whole merchant thing along with it. I'm more than happy to explain to you at some point in the future. Now, let's say we want to send out an email as a business owner to all of the people on our list or to a certain segment. So, well, let's just talk about a segment. Maybe I just want to send out an email to my current customers, the people that I'm working with right here and now, and say, I'm going to be on vacation next week. And if you need me, here's how you get a hold of me. So I can just put in my title here. I can add a preview line, which is really cool. Just put preview here. I've already got the hi, whatever the contact's name is. I'm going to Florida. Trust me, a Missouri girl is dreaming about Florida right now. Florida next week. So I can go ahead and put on whatever else. I can put my signature block in there, and then I'm going to define my audience. In this case, I can say customers and pick the tag. So we'll just go ahead and pick the tag for customers. There's 5 on that list. And then I can time that. So maybe I don't want to send that out until Tuesday, right before I leave. So I can go ahead and put it to go out on Tuesday at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then go ahead and click on send broadcast. All right, now my broadcast is scheduled to go out. Now you can create more fancy email broadcasts with the software as well. Things that have photos in it and look like true marketing emails that are really well branded, that fit my 4 qualities of a really good marketing email, which is valuable, concise, actionable, and branded. So you can do that as well. But what I like about this, being an agency that works with my clients on a regular basis, is that it empowers them to be able to do something like I just did. They don't want to have to contact me to write an email about the fact that they're going to be on vacation next week to their current clients. What I'm really good at, and what they want to pay me for, is to write a really bang up marketing email that's going to get them clients. And that comes into this campaigns area here. And then those are things that you can use over and over and over again, not just one at a time. Now, of course, the software has reporting as well that'll go back in. There's not anything in under the reports right now because I haven't done anything. Everything that goes out of here is a bounce because they're fake email addresses. So those reports would show you who's opened emails, who's clicked on what inside of emails, all of the reports that you need to be able to look at to know where people are within your business. So one of my favorite parts of Keap is the mobile application. And when you download it on your iPhone, it's going to show up here and it's going to let you do a ton of really cool things. So one of the things that it does for me that I absolutely adore, because I'm business to business, is it lets me scan business cards. And that gets contacts into my account so much faster than it does if I have to hand enter them, because that's one of those jobs that I tend to procrastinate because I don't like to do it. So I tend not to do it. So if you guys have ever given me a business card and then you haven't heard from me, that's probably why. Well, Keap has helped me stop that. So let me show you what happens. You can scan your card. So I have turned on the business. I've clicked on this our touched scan business card. And then a screen comes up where I can position my camera over the card. Sorry about the blurry card. It's hard to keep the camera super still and take a screenshot as well. And then once the card is scanned, Keap will go in and it'll take a look at the information. And I have tested this pretty extensively. I have tried to fool it in a multitude of ways. And the card that I have is not a really easy card for business card scanners. I used to years ago when this very technology very first came out, I used to teach a class to people about how to make their business card friendly to business card scanners. And then everybody kind of got away from it because we started to do more and more things around email and people just getting on our list by filling out a form. But the business card scanner is back and it is better than ever. And I'm going to tell you, this is pretty amazing. I've scanned vertical cards, I've scanned horizontal cards, I've scanned cards that have the information scattered in places that you wouldn't begin to think that information would be recognizable. And it is pretty darn good about picking it up. So in this case, it picked up my email, my phone numbers. It put my job title as expert, kind of like that. But I'm maybe an expert, but I am also a marketing consultant in the case of this particular business. So you do have to edit the contact. It did not catch my name for some reason. I'm going to guess because of the yellow print or something. And also that I have a ton of stuff up here at the top. And then it did grab the things that I normally mistype, such as the email address and my website. So that is all pretty cool. In addition to the business card scanner, which can be a big lifesaver, right from your cell phone, you can add somebody to a campaign, or you can add a task. And you can also, if you enter a new contact, you can do that introduction email. That's only available when somebody's brand new into your world. And you can send the introduction email or a follow-up email directly from your mobile device, which makes you look like a follow-up superhero when you are at a networking event and you meet someone and you can send a follow-up email with just a couple of clicks from your mobile device before you even leave the event. So I really like that idea as well. All right, so in this case, I'm going to add myself to the nurture campaign, and then you can also add a task. So one of the things that came to light when I was at a conference recently is that I get a lot of text messages and emails when I'm at a conference, and I can't always respond to them. And I always look like a shit because I don't respond when I get done because I get distracted and I'm on to the next thing, right? So I'm sure you guys can commiserate with that particular experience. You know, you're gone for 5 days and you have something in front of you that you have to be doing from morning till night. Your communication sort of really drops because you don't have a way, and there's only so many of those flagged emails that will start to make sense to you before you start to ignore them. Well, Keap lets you put a task in associated with a customer. So let's say you were scanning through your email and you saw a really important situation that you needed to address and associated with one of your contacts. You could put that in here. Or a more likely scenario as well would be that you're looking on Facebook and you see one of your contacts is under a lot of stress or having some type of a difficulty. And maybe you can't reach out right there in the moment, but you can add a task here to say, you know, follow up with that person just to make sure that they're okay. So it's a really beneficial feature to be able to connect yourself with your customer management software right from your cell phone. And that's the device that we tend to have with us all day long. So it's something that you can utilize as you're going along. And of course, that's going to put it into the task list, which is another thing that I can see directly from my cell phone. So I want to be really clear on who this technology is for, because it's really not for every business out there. As a matter of fact, it's for that middle section of businesses. So let me define for you kind of how I see businesses in their growth phases and what products are appropriate for your business in a specific phase. So if you're making $0 to $3,500 revenue per month and you have under 1,500 contacts, truthfully, what you need is a really good planner. I recommend Michael Hyatt's Full Focus Planner. It's changed my life. I really love the product. It is a physical world planner that you carry around with you. It's a book, and it's meaty enough that you don't tend to forget it. So I really, really like it. A spreadsheet to track customers, and then really good email marketing software. This is basic, but I like really good. And when it comes to doing email marketing well, Constant Contact is amazing. So when a customer comes to me and says, I want to get started in marketing, here's where I'm at with my business, I'm just getting started, I'm really not making much, maybe it's a side hustle at this point, I only have about 50 contacts, that's the avenue I send them down. You don't at this point have enough customers to really get lost with them quite yet. Now, the next phase up is the perfect phase for Keap. It's about $4,000 a month in revenue, somewhere between 100 and 10,000 contacts. And it is perfect to manage your entire business workout, that 30 minutes in the morning from start to finish. So it allows you to really concentrate on building your business. And at this point in business growth, you as the business owner want to be hands-on. This is where you're developing all the programs and services and marketing automation and processes that are going to carry you up to the next level where you're really high growth focused. You've already gotten marketing savvy because you've learned about all of this stuff through software like Keap and Constant Contact, and now you're ready to partner with an agency to help you go further. So Infusionsoft by Keap, which is the granddaddy of all marketing automation software, it's the one that I would recommend at that point. Now, none of these things come without you having to set them up, regardless of what they are. I don't care if it's at the very first level. There's some things that you are going to have to do, and it's not instantaneous. So the demonstration that I just gave you is something that would be for a fairly well along, not complete, but fairly well along person who has set up their Keap account. So you have to understand that you've got to learn about what your sales process is. And even if you're a new business, you do have a sales process. If you've even made 1 or 2 sales, there's a sales process in there. And you need to establish what your regular communications are going to be, and you're going to need to set up your software to be able to navigate that. And you can DIY that. There's some educational opportunities from Keap itself. There's some upcoming educational opportunities from me that'll help walk you through that process. But chances are you're going to want to hire a consultant to help you. So you're going to want somebody that can walk you through that process in a way that makes it as painless as possible for you, and also get you up and running as fast as you can, because there's some behind the scenes work that you have to do before you can just come down and sit down in front of your desk and go 30 minutes bang 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 like I just did in that software. So please know that ahead of time and manage your expectations accordingly. So if you're stressed out and you're overwhelmed, I get it. So breathe, and we're going to help walk you through the process of how to get this set up in a way that really helps you, but it's going to get a little crazy before it gets really, really, really good. And the same thing goes for the high growth focused piece. Now, if you're using Keap and you walk up this progression like I have set here, by the time you get to that upper level, you're really going to be set up to be successful, because you're going to have a notion of exactly how you want to handle this. So when you graduate from one level to the next, you're going to be really ready for that. And that time period to go into being totally productive is going to be shorter and shorter with every step that you take. All right, if you have an interest in learning more about Keap, I would love for you to be able to make a one-on-one demonstration appointment with me because I'd like to show this to you. So if you're in that middle category and you're really thinking about advancing to a tool like this, it's not free. It is about $100 a month for about 500 contacts, which I think most of my clients fall into pretty close to that range. But it does so much and it replaces so many parts and pieces of your business, either the frustration or another piece of software that's doing that set of work for you. So chances are you're probably already spending that on a couple of tools that you can go ahead and move away from and then move into this where you have it all into one place. So again, I would love to sit and talk with you. I have some great packages coming up on support and helping you get it set up. So if you want to discuss that, please reach out to me. I am very excited about this product. I'm turning backflips over the fact that it's going to help so many business owners be so much more successful. And I've also seen what's coming down the pipeline, and there's some pretty spectacular features that will be rolled out, and I know that will make a huge difference for small business owners.